Dear friends, I'd like to welcome you to episode number 13 of Data Science Live. My name is Mr. Campanell, and I'm here to do a little bit of live coding with the R programming language. Enjoy a little bit of mukbang. Today I have tandoori chicken, basmati rice, compliments of my brother-in-law, Chef Lou of Flipsticks. It looks delicious. I can't wait to get into it. And hopefully provide a little bit of companionship here for the next 20 to 30 minutes. Today, we're going to be doing string handling. And this is a technique that we use for a lot of text analytics. Text analytics is kind of one of my skill areas in my professional data science career. And I tend to use a lot of these functions out of the stringr or stringr package. It's a tidyverse package that is pretty nice at handling a little bit of strings. Today we're going to be doing a little bit on some of the basics, such things as pattern matching, replacing strings, and then subsetting strings. So it really comes in handy when you have to work with text data. Text data, unlike numeric data, can be like really, really messy because it's created by people who do whatever they want to do with whatever they want to write, and it somehow gets into a structured form that you as a data scientist will have to deal with. So let's try to get started here. I've been trying to get into the habit of giving shout outs to all my new followers. So I have 3 new followers on Twitch. I also have an additional follower on YouTube, but YouTube doesn't really give me the follower name, so it's tough to give a shout out. So shout outs to Julio WTI, JC84 Chill, and Nicholas Cagefight. These are all 3 new followers of Data Science Live on Twitch. We have to say goodbye to Mixer. Mixer shut down this week, so I'm no longer on Mixer, but you can find me on Twitch. You can find me on YouTube, and I've started to go live on Afrika TV, which is a South Korean live streaming platform, and I've been posting the VODs up on there as well, and a little bit of some of the blog text that goes along with the show. So Afrika TV is the site. You can check it out. It's got some interesting Korean stuff. The reason why I do mukbang, because that is a Korean, I guess a Korean live streaming trend, and I put it in here as well. So props to South Korea here. So let me loosen my tie. Today it's going to be a little bit different. I have a little bit of a spread collar on my shirt here, and so with the spread collar, I did a half Windsor knot. I typically do 4-in-hand knots on my ties, but today it's just it's a little bit different, and I've got the tie loosened a little bit here, and I'm ready to go. So the library that we're going to be using today, and we're only going to be using one library, is the stringr package. So I'm going to go here, LIBR, library, stringr, and I'm going to run that. And we got that in here. So today, usually I work with data sets, but today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm just going to create a couple of quotes that we're going to be using to use these functions. And I'm going to use some quotes from Gandhi. So let me just put my comment in here. We'll do quotes from Okay, so we'll do some quotes from Gandhi. And I have these on a little file over here on the side, which I'm going to copy and paste because you know that is one of my favorite things that I like to do when I do live coding. So we're going to do quote 1. Copy that in here. I'm going to run that. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Wow, that's an inspirational quote. And we'll do quote number 2. Copy and paste that one here. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. I think I get that. All right. So we have our 2 quotes. You can see them here in the in our values window here. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Okay, those are our 2 quotes. And the first thing we're going to do is to do some pattern matching here. And let's do, let's see. P-A-T-T, pattern, and code that in here. And we'll call this match 1. And we're going to use the string detect function. So the string detect function is going to return a true or false if it can detect the pattern in the string. So str string detect. Our string is going to be quote 1. Quote 1. Our pattern, I'm going to call this world, right? O-R-L-D. Okay, so I'm going to run this. It looks good, and as we see in our values, it says match 1 is true. And if I type it down here in the console, we also get, you can also see that as a true. So it's a Boolean value, true or false. So we can do this for any pattern within the string. So I just picked a word here, but we can also do match 2. We can also do 2 words. Let's call this you wish. And does it find it in, no, oh, it won't find it in quote 2 because it should be quote 1, right? I'm trying to pull this one right here. Okay, so I want to make sure that we get a true off of here. Match 2 says true. Okay, so we're good here. And we'll just do no match, okay? And we'll do this out of quote 1. Detect. And maybe, let's see, forget. And I should get a false from no match. And yeah, correct, false, no match. No match. So it couldn't find the word forget in quote 1, of course, because it's not in there. So that's a little bit on pattern matching. It's for me, kind of what I use it for is if there's strings or text that you see repeated a lot, you can use the string detect in a loop It's what I like to use it in. And then once you find it in that string, then you process things for throughout the loop. So it comes in handy. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to replace strings. And I'm going to call this today's string. So what are we going to do? I'm going to change tomorrow to today, okay? So we're going to do that in quote 2. So I'm going to call today's string, and this is str replace and quote 2. And the pattern is going to be tomorrow. And we're going to replace it with today. Okay. So I'm going to run that. And we say today's string, and I'm just going to type it in down here. Live as if you were to die today, because in quote 2 it says live as if you were to die tomorrow. So we've replaced today with tomorrow, and you can see that now in this string. So really nice. This is a really nice function. This is, if you're working with, like a lot of times where these things come in is if you're working with direct mail, you have a direct mail and its addresses, you might want to replace things like streets, ST, STR, ST, to kind of normalize all like the different abbreviations into something like street. So this is an example where it would come in handy. And there is another one that you can kind of replace all words in the string is what we're going to do here. So I'm going to do all REPL, and this is SGR replace all, and I'm going to do quote 2 again. 2. So if you see here, as if is in here twice. So you see as if here once, and then as if a second time. So I'm going to replace all these instances of as if with the word like. Maybe I'll single as if, and we're going to do the replacement with like. And that looks like that ran. So let's just do quote 2. Quote 2. Type that in here and then do all, so we can see what we have down here. So live as if, live like, right? So live as if, or learn as if, learn like. So it's replaced both those as if terms in quote 2 with the term like. So string replace all is a nice handy function if you have a lot of repetitive terms that you need to get changed. And then the last thing that we're going to do today is we're going to subset a string term. And what subsetting a string term is it you're just going to take kind of this big long string, and I'm just going to cut it off at a certain point. And I think I'm just going to randomly pull out some stuff here. So let's call this change your term, and we're going to do SUBSTR. I think that's it. Yeah, or no, STR, right? Stringer. A lot of these stringer functions begin with STR, and we're going to sub, and we'll just do quote 1. and I'm going to start it at line 1 or character 1, and I'm going to do 19 of these, the next 19 characters. So let's see what we have here when we do this. Oh, what happened here? Oh, there's no, I mistyped quote 1. I should put a 1 in there, okay? I always do these little flubs, right? Live coding. Okay, change term works, and let's just type it in here in the console and see what comes out here. Because I don't know. Be the change that space. So be the change that. So these right here are our first 19 characters that we created a substring for out of quote 1. So that's kind of the basics that I have today for Data Science Live. Just the 3 things that we wanted to talk about: pattern matching, string replacement, and subsetting strings. Excuse me here while I grab my water. Throat's getting a little scratchy talking so much. So, I do want to put my comment here. I missed my comment so that we know what we're doing here. A little bit after the fact, but there it is. And now it's time for Chef Lou's tandoori chicken. And I want to pull this out here and show it to everybody here. Look at that. Look at the presentation on this. How nice it's sliced up. This is a lot better than what I certainly can do. We've got the basmati rice, a little bit of onions. I guess we got some, is that serrano peppers or jalapeno peppers in here? I don't know. They're not going to go into my mouth. I can tell you that. But I think the chicken and the rice is probably going to go into my mouth. So while I munch down the tandoori chicken, everybody can have some time here to pull up our studio and do some practicing. Have you ever watched any of the mukbang stars on YouTube or Africa TV? I mean, they can eat. I mean, they can put the volumes of food down. I can, I, I do the mukbang, but I can never be a mukbang star on Africa because I just eat a little tiny bit. But man, oh man, they can throw it down. They can throw it down. This food is delicious, by the way. I think I'll have one more bite and then we'll wrap up the show. So I hope you learned a little bit here today on handling strings. I hope you get to have a situation to where you are working with text data. I find it quite enjoyable to work with. It offers quite a few challenges. So that's one of the reasons why I like it. I will post the blog on datasciencelive.com, and I usually get these done in about a couple days after the episode, so you can find it there with all the code. So you can keep copying and pasting and keep practicing. This is how I learned, and I think it's a good way to learn is through practice. I'd also like to ask you to please subscribe to my channel on Twitch, on YouTube, and Africa TV. Also, turn on notifications for when I go live. I appreciate your companionship with me here today, and until the next cast, goodbye for now, dear friends.